All right, back again. We're talking about, the aftermaths of dealing with narcissists and where it can leave you. Um, after everything's all said and done, smoke clears, the dust settles, and it's been some time once you have been uninvolved with a narcissist. Where are you at, right? How different are you? If you take inventory of yourself and just reassess and, introspect on yourself, you'll find that you're quite different in many ways. For some of us, it's a real eye-opening awakening that we will never forget, and makes it hard to go back to being normal. I think a lot of that is due to trauma. We don't, excuse me, we don't look at it that way, but after being with a narcissist, there are some instances where people are traumatized. So that's one thing I want to speak on, and just saying that we know about the trauma bond, about people wanting to still be back involved with the narcissist and feeling connected. But nonetheless, it is a sort of trauma that people go through when they experience that level of deceit, betrayal, hurt by someone who they thought cared for them, right? In a position of trust, because a significant other or supposed significant other, that's a position of trust that you allow that person to have, and you have an expectancy of them not doing certain things, as like hurting you, getting over on you, manipulating you, cheating, tricking you, all of these things, and only to find out that it wasn't even accidental. It wasn't just growing pains. It wasn't just the two of you falling out. But once you find out that all of this was premeditated and that it was done deliberate to feel duped in that way, is really what throws people for that loop. That's what really throws a lot of people off when they finally look back in its totality at the entire situation with the narcissist. And they realize, damn, this person, not only did they do all of this shit, they did this intentional. It was intentional. It was intentionally done. And then when you find out that they don't give a damn, that's what hits people, I think. That's what really hits people and show like, damn, well, why didn't I see this? Why didn't I turn around? Why didn't I stop this the first time? And because many of you, you knew something was wrong. You knew the way things were operating was not right. You knew the way things were going was unfair. You knew that it was not the norm. But instead, something caused you to hold on, to try to fight for, to overlook, to push through. And you ended up getting burnt in the end. And that residue from that situation is what doesn't leave. That's what caused many of you, once it's over and done, I won't say all don't want to, build healthy connections with people again in that same capacity. Some don't. Some, after the narcissist, they just choose to live a life of solitaire and move on that way. But for those of you who it's been a while and you still find yourself not being able to properly connect to people. A bit of that is from the residue of trauma, being afraid that you're going to run into the same thing. Or it's a way that I believe the brain tries to protect you by causing you to fear and see, be more sensitive at least to certain traits and characteristics in people that at one point in time you would overlook. You wouldn't give it a second thought. You'd overlook that and you wouldn't think much about it. And you still continue to interact or deal with a person. But now, when it comes to going through these situations with the narcissist and being exposed to that, now when you come across that, any slight of anything remotely similar to what you went through, behavioral wise, that you may see in someone else, you're already writing them off. So people don't even get a chance to get in that close. And now the tolerance and the patience level has decreased significantly. If you think about it, I can assure that most of you, if you went through these situations with a narcissist, your tolerance and patience level to deal with certain things that you may see, now that you have a better understanding of what narcissism is a whole lot shorter, significantly shorter than what it used to be, which is not going to allow you to stick around to even see what's to come out of that, to even see if maybe there was a misjudgment or something. You're very sensitive to any type of narcissistic behaviors at least, and traits, whereas I said, just because someone, I said this before, does something that may appear to be narcissistic or to, in that way, doesn't necessarily make them one. The minors versus the extremes of how a narcissist is. In this way, with you being, burnt by a narcissist before, everything that a person does that discomforts you is going to cause you to recoil and pull back and disconnect. That's where that shorthand of the patience rides in and gets tested in that way, to where you're not going to deal with it. You're going to just back out of it. So yeah, in many ways, that's what a lot of you are experiencing. That's what a lot of you are going through and deciding not to put up with. Right? And this is part of that trauma. And so moving on, I think that you have to find a confidence, that core confidence within you that can reassure you that you are always in control and you'll be okay no matter what situation you come across. You'll know how to properly deal with it before you get yourself fully engulfed and caught up into another situation with a narcissist. Again, a lot of this takes confidence and the belief in yourself that you are capable. If you approach it from a victim's mindset, you will be a perpetual victim. If you approach it from a survival's mindset, you will start to develop the confidence and the ability to be able to overlook certain things. Well, I won't say overlook, at least. Let me correct that. you'll be able to better deal with and respond to certain situations that you may have not been equipped to do prior. And again, that's that where that confidence comes in. So it's just staying vigilant and making sure that you're not overstressing yourself. And some of you, hey, you may need any type of counseling or therapy. Some of you may need that, some of you, you're good, but in some ways, it's good to speak to people who have a very good understanding of this whole dynamic of how narcissism is and get you through it. I mean, when I was going through it years ago, I had a few doctors to just talk to. I was like friends or whatnot to just talk to and go through certain things, explaining certain scenarios that had an understanding. And that's the big key component to it. Because if you just speak to anyone that just profess to know about it, it may not get you anywhere. Because, people who don't get it, they're not going to see the significance in what you're saying and how to properly relate to it and have the right amount of empathy with it. So that's all I'm going to say for this video. I'm going to leave it at that for this message. Anyway, make sure to like, subscribe, share. Any one-on-one consultations, just click the link in the description box, shoot me an email, and I'll get you information on that. Till next time, have a good one.